And we back with a little bit more breaking news. The Chicago Bears has officially requested to have a head coach interview with Bills offensive coordinator Joe Brady. We're gonna talk about what we feel about that and maybe a little bit of what happened there a couple hours ago with our beloved GM. But y'all gotta hear that music first. Let's get it.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all.
Damn, he didn't put the new one on here. What the hell? But what up, y'all? We back with another one. We told y'all we was gonna be back to break some news here, and we just heard our GM talk. He brung a press conference around 10 o'clock Central. I don't know if you got to hear that, but your boy is me, Steve0 and Kev. We gonna bring it in. First of all, before we get in talking about Joe Brady and this wide net that we casting out here, what's your thoughts if you got a little bit of that press conference of our beloved Ryan Poles?
I mean, Ryan Poles, he did what he's supposed to do. He took accountability for the record. He took accountability for how things went this season, and he's taking accountability for moving forward. He wants to be a part of the process. And like I said earlier on Chi-Town Sports Central, his seat ain't hot; it's volcanic. And we will find out just how serious this organization is if we're sitting here in October or November next season with the same type of conversation about a 3-4 win team. He should be fired in season. He knows this. He knows that he got a hit on every decision that's coming up in terms of coaching, in terms of players, personnel, so on and so forth. And I'm not mad at him. Like, it would be great if he would talk more during the season, but I know that typically he's the type of GM that comes at the end of the season and evaluates the entire process. And that's what it is. But from what I saw today, he knows what's up. He knows what's up, and that's all we can care about.
At the end of the day, you ain't lying, bro. Like, I think what I got away from it, I think the most important things I got, he got hit some tough questions. Can't even lie. Like usually, some of our media is notorious for asking little dumb questions, but this is one of the most, I say, when we know how to get to the business when your feet is to the fire. But what I think I got from it, I forget who asked, but they asked like, what went wrong? Like in totality, what went wrong? Because you set out this vision, you was confident in your vision, and we ended up with 5 wins. What went wrong? And it was mainly towards the coaching situation because he said that's according to the question was where the most of the turmoil came from. And I think what I got from Poe's answer was that he just didn't cast a broad enough net the first time. It sounded like to me, and I don't know if you thought this, but by his answers that like when he's had a selected few guys, he just had his eye on, and when he has eye on somebody, he ain't trying to hear about nobody else. And that's kind of what it seemed like during that decision making when we was hearing like it was only like 3 to 4 people we was really hearing the time when we was hearing that we eventually was going to get Eberflus and even with Shane Rawlton, it was only a couple OCs that we was hearing from. It's not a broad enough net. Like we didn't heard from DC, OC, head coaches, former head coaches, college coaches, D lineman coach. They're casting a super broad net because he feels like in his last time when he had to make a decision on a coach, that's something he didn't do.
I mean, yeah, they've requested interviews from 10 assistant coaches, one current head coach, a consultant, and an executive. And you could toss their college coach into there as well. I guess they're part of that consultant or an executive. So at the end of the day, Ryan Poles is going to do his due diligence. That's part of what makes him the general manager. And that's what general managers supposed to do, the best that they can. Like, you can't just sit back and say, I just want these 3 people. That's kind of what they did with Caleb Williams, frankly. He honed in on Caleb Williams and decided that he was the one to get. He didn't consider Jaden Daniels. He didn't consider Bo Nix. He didn't consider Drake May. Those guys were kind of like afterthoughts. Caleb Williams had the playbook before the draft, even. So everybody and their mama knew what was going to happen there. And the same thing kind of happened last season with the offensive coordinator. They honed in on Shane,
Yep.
Shaky Shane, and they stuck with him. And they actually interviewed a lot of people that were much more capable than Shaky Shane. But that's what it is, man. So this time he has to take a better approach, a different approach, a more a broader approach. And I'm not mad at him. Like, again, his job is on the line. You talking about a multi-million-dollar job right here that's on the line,
Mhm.
and you're in charge of a multi-billion-dollar franchise. You can't treat it like you're it's the Cleveland Browns. You can't treat it like it's the New York Giants, even though they got a couple of championships over the last 20 years. You can't treat it like it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got to go out here and treat us like we're a premier, a charter franchise. And right now, they're saying all the right things, but we've seen this before.
Yeah, and I think that's the perfect way to say it. They saying all the right things, but I will say they are doing a little bit more different things, like you said, into what we came here to talk about. Because, like I said, they're casting a super broad net that they didn't previously do. Just like now, Joe Brady, they according to Adam Schefter, just dropped about 30 minutes ago that the Bears has officially requested a head coach interview with Bills OC Joe Brady. Now, for those who don't know Joe Brady, he's been with the Bills for quite a few years. First, he had this is I believe this is his first year being an OC, but he's been a head coach. He been a quarterback coach there. I think that was his first stint as a Bill. I think that was 2022, 23. So we can already put that he has a hand in what the development that Josh Allen was and has become. And we've seen ups and downs when it comes to this offense, but in totality, they've been a pretty good offense to say the least the last few years, especially this year. They're top 10 in total offense, top 10 in rushing. They're actually second in scoring in the league. So when it comes down to putting the ball in the end zone, we know they ain't been having no problems with that. And with him being the OC, he's going to get most of the credit for that. So with Joe Brady being one of the people we question, how you feel about it?
I mean, again, when you're looking at what the Bears need, that's offense. Like they came into this season, oh, Caleb Williams is in the best position a rookie quarterback is ever. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive coordinator matters, and and we saw it. We saw it in game one. And the second we turned on Shane Waldron, we had a lot of pushback, and it took a few weeks for the rest of the fans to come. Like we turned on Shane Waldron after the second play of
Second game.
the second play of the first game.
Yeah.
They when they played Tennessee, and it's like, what are you doing? You just rushed for 6 yards, and now you passed it 4 straight times. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here? And then the second game made it even worse. But he was fired by midseason. Not to say that they're trying to bring this guy in as the offensive coordinator, but again, the Chicago Bears are doing the right thing by trying to at least understand the offensive philosophy and defensive philosophy of some of these guys that they're interviewing. You're getting information from the top minds in the NFL, and you can pass that on to whoever you decide to hire. I'm not necessarily sold on this guy because of the style of play. I believe that Josh Allen has his style of play doesn't really complement what Caleb Williams brings to the table. Josh Allen does a lot of running. He damn near got more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns. So
Is
it's
this
like
year is it
no,
like
no,
that?
no, 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 no. Just overall for his
But
career.
but I'm saying like I think that's the difference between just Josh Allen. Like it's a clear difference of how he played few years and this year.
No,
He
he
ain't.
this year he still it's only 227 passing yards per game for Josh Allen right now, which isn't bad for Bears fans.
I
That'd be
mean,
great. But at the end of the day, he still, we get to that goal line. A lot of his rushing yards, rushing touchdowns come from the goal line. I'm just saying that I feel as though the style of play for Josh Allen, just like with the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, they the way that Josh Allen plays, the way that Lamar Jackson plays football, it just doesn't seem as though Caleb Williams plays that way. He doesn't want to use his legs the way that these two guys use their legs. It's just the reality. I think Jackson had 800, 900 rushing yards this season, and Josh Allen's probably at like 500, 600 in that range as well. So it is what it is. That's just how I feel specifically. I think I want to see a coach that's going to put Caleb in position to use his best strengths. Now he does need to scramble. You got to use your legs in the NFL, but not as much as the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills do.
I don't know. I feel like they. I mean, it's cool. Like I mean, I don't really care about all that because they're averaging 30 points a game, damn near. So like it's working. So
Yeah,
like
but they also got two of the best offensive lines in the NFL too.
I
There's
mean that's what we are we not trying to build that?
got to build it. Got to
That's what I'm
build it.
saying. But like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not 100% on this dude either because like I do kind of find it kind of interesting that he's kind of if you look at it, he was in the situation that Thomas Brown is now. He was the head like I said, he was the head of quarterbacks. He was the quarterback coach, and then he became the interim offensive coordinator. Then he the next year, this year, he became the offensive coordinator. So
Mm-hmm.
he handled it pretty well. So like he also he's a young dude. He's not like super seasoned in the league, but he's pretty experienced for a 35-year-old. This is not his first time being a OC. He was an OC in the NFL with the Panthers in 2020 to 2021. He was also a passing game coordinator at LSU. So I mean, for a 35-year-old, he got some time in, but like you said,
It's a
it
lot
just
of balance too. Like that.
yeah,
So looking at how the Bears came into this season, it was good with y'all, Chad. We appreciate y'all for jumping in
bro.
with us. But it, it's a lot of balance, and the reason I mentioned the offensive line is because that's what we just thought. We just assumed that the offensive coordinator was going to come in this season and be able to implement his play style, and they didn't address the right things. And they're going to be relying on a bunch of young people next year if they're going to go and draft a whole bunch of offensive linemen, or even hopefully they can do some stuff in free agency. But we already know that it's difficult to do that. We saw that with what was that, Bates and everybody else that came in here as offensive linemen
Hmm.
that didn't work out as free agents. They actually got an offensive lineman from the Bills last season, and they were about to cut him. So at the end of the day, it
Tells
don't
you
matter.
everything you need to know.
It don't matter what coach comes in here unless the Bears address the player personnel situation they got to. And it can't be a 3 or 4 year situation. Well, we gotta wait 2 3 years. No, you need to
Uh-uh.
address all of this offseason. So Joe Brady could come in here with all the offensive chops that he want. If they don't got the right offensive line in place, they don't got the right personnel, it's gonna be the same old story.
I mean, it could be the same thing for Ben Johnson as well.
Yeah, for
Like
all of them, for
yeah,
anybody.
for anybody. I think that's the most important part. But I just think this just confirms what Ryan Poe just said. He casting a broad net. He's doing something he didn't do previously. So we just he just holding to what he said. And like yeah, I feel like I feel every stone should be untold, should be turned over. That's his word. So go out there, go find something, hear things that you ain't heard before. If you it's experience at the end of the day. And like he said, he feel like he's gained wisdom each and every year. He feel like he understand the team more than he's ever understood it ever. So yeah, go with all that wisdom you just gained, with all the stuff that you know about this team now, you know what it needs. Go fix the fucking problem. That's all I gotta go say.
Man, like I said, Ryan Poe's got a lot of work to do. It's a 1A through F category. Like everything is just as important as everything. This is
Yeah.
one of those things where you can't sleep at night. I don't want to hear nothing about Ryan Poe's getting no rest, going on no vacations, doing nothing but work. This dude needs to be working. Plain and simple. Take some cat naps. But as far as I'm concerned, this dude needs to be looking into everybody's background, everybody's philosophies, everybody's thought process, everybody's families, friends, what their eating habits are. I don't care what it is. You got to look at everything for every one of these candidates. And he did mention during his presser that it's going to be some surprises too, like maybe even trading for a coach was something that was brought up as well. So I listen, man. My faith in this organization to make the right decision is at an all time low. I don't care how many people they interview. I have no faith in this organization until we see results. So whatever coach they pick, I won't even be able to give a true analysis until October or November of next year. That's just how I feel about it.
Yep. That's all I got. You got anything else, bro?
I gotta go to work.
Me too.
That's it.
Yeah, bro. But make sure y'all follow all the social medias. Make sure y'all follow Side Town, Sports Central, NBA Central, Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central, Side Town Bulls over there with shot of the Koyak boys over there. Hey, they've been playing. I ain't gonna lie, they've been playing some decent basketball over there though. But
Yeah, but now
hey,
they're trying to
so but
break it up.
yeah, I ain't finna get into it. If you want to leave a voicemail, 773-242-9336. It's your boys, Steve0, Kev, Shy, Chicago Bears. Says bear down. And I pressed the wrong button, so I'm gonna give y'all the right intro this time. Peace.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.